Capital News tonight. One miner is killed and several buried by debris after SALAAM mine collapse in Misungwi. MP Nape Nnauye apologizes to President Dr. John Magufuli. And in sports, more than 20 cyclists ride to Butiama in commemoration of late father of the nation, Mwalimu Julius Nyerere. Good evening, this is Capital News at 9:30. My name is Khadija Zimbwe. First, the national news. This is the first story. The miners at SALAAM mine in Onelwa Ward, Misungwi District, Mwanza region were buried under debris after the mine collapsed. In the incident, one miner died and 9 others were rushed to the hospital after they were rescued.
10 ambao wanajishughulisha na kazi ya uchimbaji wa madini.
10 youths who were miners went into mines, but sadly they encountered some problems on the way. Efforts are underway to rescue them. 8 were rescued, 1 died, and operation is ongoing to rescue the one still trapped.
Na hivyo kuweza kusababisha tafrani ya tukio ambalo tunaliongelea.
A lorry belonging to Kemo Oil Company carrying a cargo of gas from Dar es Salaam to Rwanda has overturned near Rusumo Customs Office at Nyamiaga Division, Ngara District, Kagera region, killing the driver and a passenger. Kagera Police Commander Revocatus Malimi said 1 person was also injured in the incident. The fire and rescue force was deployed at the scene to ensure the lorry was safely removed.
When the accident occurred, there were people who tried to come to the rescue, but we got to the scene of the accident on time. But as usual, people had started to run to the area, but luckily we managed to keep them away. What we did immediately was to secure the area and close the road to prevent vehicles from entering the area. We also got some gas experts who advised us accordingly.
Commander-in-Chief of Armed Forces and President of the United Republic of Tanzania has made changes in the National Service Force after appointing Brigadier General Charles Mbunge as the head of the force. The statement was made by the Chief of Defense Forces, General Venance Mabeyo, in Dar es Salaam.
Hivyo napenda nichukue nafasi hii kupitia kwenu kuwatangazia vijana hao wa kujitolea ambao walishiriki kikamilifu ujenzi wa ukuta wa Mererani, ambao bado wapo kwenye makambi ya JKT na ambao tayari walisharejea makwao baada ya kumaliza mkataba wao. Walipoti kambi ya Jeshi la Kujenga Taifa Mgurani kuanzia tarehe 12 Septemba 2019. Nadhani ni kesho kutwa, kwa ajili ya kuhakikiwa na kukamilisha taratibu za kuandikishwa ndani ya Jeshi la Wananchi wa Tanzania.
The Member of Parliament for Mtama Constituency, Lindi Region, Nape Nnauye, has met and sought forgiveness from the President and Chairman of Chama cha Mapinduzi CCM, Dr. John Magufuli, after being implicated in a discrediting phone conversation about the President. After the talks held at State House, MP Nape thanked President Magufuli for accepting his apology and for forgiving him. On his part, President Dr. John Magufuli said that MP Nape Nnauye has frequently requested to see him and that he has decided to forgive him.
You all know what has happened in recent past, and as a son of CCM and as his son, I saw it best to come and speak to my father, to speak about what happened, and I've spoken to him at length. I'm grateful that he gave me the chance to come and see him. To me, it is a rare opportunity because not everyone gets a chance such as this. And where I wronged him as my father, I've spoken to him about it. he understood and has forgiven me. He has also advised me of which I will work on. I believe that after this, things will go on smoothly. From the bottom of my heart, I thank him. He has given me enough time and has advised me in a lot of areas. I've received his advice and will take it on, of which will be a big help in my life. Honorable Nape has explained very well. He came and apologized to me, and I've sincerely forgiven him. Nape has been sending a lot of messages asking to be pardoned, sometimes as late as 2 a.m. asking for pardon. You can clearly see that he is sorry, and today he asked to come to see me. My assistants know of his intention. He tried, he went to see Mr. Mangula, he went as far as to see Mr. Abson, and to Mama Nyerere also. So he has gone through a lot. But in all, we were born to be forgiving, and you saw him this morning. He came. So I thought that I could not refuse him my presence. I decided to put my schedule on hold so I could see him. What he requested most of all is for me to forgive him. To forgive is painful, but I've forgiven him completely. He told me what he was going through, but he has also spoken about those who were talking about him. Some are within the party, but I chose to forgive all. Because he is still a very young man, he has a bright future. If I keep this offense in my heart, it is a sin before God. And we've been taught in religious scriptures to forgive 7 by 70. May God bless him in his endeavor so he can take care of his family, his party, and the people of his constituency well. I've forgiven him unless he later chooses to change, but I've sincerely forgiven him.
Now, the government, through the Ministry of Natural Resources and Tourism, has received 9 black rhinos from South Africa, being implementation of a government strategy to
I promise that my ministry, working with other stakeholders, will do everything we can to make sure that the number of rhinos is increased. We'll protect existing rhinos with every way possible, local and scientific. It is not surprising that with the ecology of Serengeti, you could wake up in the morning and find all rhinos have gone to Kenya or to another neighboring country. So we must use technology to ascertain their habits by putting on them devices that will give us control. Tanzania, like other African countries where similar rhinos can be found, in 1970 to 1980, there was large-scale poaching, which led to a sharp decrease in their numbers.
And we look forward to working together more in the future, not only to secure these rhino and to see them thrive in the Serengeti ecosystem, but also to bring more rhino back to Tanzania and back to the Serengeti ecosystem in the future.
947,221 pupils will sit for their Standard 7 leaving national examinations tomorrow, with owners of schools being warned not to interfere with supervision of the exams. Speaking in Dar es Salaam, the Executive Secretary of the National Examination Council of Tanzania, NECTA, Dr. Charles Msonde, said the national examination will involve Kiswahili, English, science and mathematics and general knowledge subjects.
Students will sit for 5 exams, including Kiswahili, English, language, science, mathematics, and social studies. Preparations for this exam sitting have been completed, including exam papers, answer kits, and other exam-related tools, of which distribution has been made throughout the country.
Inspector General of Police IGP Simon Siro has said the security situation in Zanzibar has continued to be strengthened due to the existing cooperation of defense and security organs and the citizens of the Isles. IGP Siro made the statement during his one-day tour to inspect residents of the police force and of the military training ground at Kiashange in North Unguja.
I've come for a regular inspection to our colleagues in Zanzibar to see how well they are prepared for the coming up election, but most importantly to check on progress of houses which Honorable President of United Republic of Tanzania gave money towards. I'm satisfied that work is going on well, although there were some minor setbacks, such as availability of sand, of which has been resolved. I've given instructions that by 1st October all houses must be complete, so leaders in charge must supervise.
Parliament has passed 2 resolutions on changing part of Kigosi and Ugala forest reserves, another of control and use of mercury in the country, which is used particularly by small miners.
I would like to assure my fellow members of Parliament that we are diligent and we have good intentions, and that all conflicts related to reserve areas will be dealt with peacefully. Honorable Chair, in essence, the issue regarding mercury is challenging. There are some items which will continue to use mercury because of the need for technology, for treatment, and on other items we still need. For those people affected by mercury, I ask for special health centers with qualified staff to treat them. To upgrade spare reserves into national parks is of great importance to future generations, but also to the current generation, as we are able to get foreign exchange from tourism.
And that is the end of national news. International news follows shortly. And in international news, the Minister of Defense in South Africa, Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula, has said that 10 out of 12 people who were killed over the last week in unrest and violence aimed at foreign nationals in Gauteng were South Africans. Minister Mapisa-Nqakula was briefed in media on behalf of the Justice and Security Minister in Parliament on Tuesday, following a week of violent protests and looting in Gauteng and the Johannesburg CBD specifically. Now, I should say that South Africa is not as phobic found on the wrong side of the law will be dealt with accordingly. Now, moving on, the Minister of Environment in Kenya, Dr. Kerico Tobiko, has announced that no one will be paid compensation after being evicted from Mau Forest. Minister Tobiko made the statement in Parliament when defending the second phase eviction operation of illegal settlers in Mau Forest.
Go on. There's no conservation when you have not resettled, when compensated, or they are even resettled.
Now, the Security Department in Uganda has said it has arrested 6 people in connection with the killings of a social welfare worker and her driver, which occurred last week in Kampala. 3 among those arrested admitted being part of $227 to carry on the killing.
No further intelligence and
based on further intelligence and advanced surveillance, 3 people have been arrested in connection with the killing of a social worker and her bodyguard, who 3 suspects are willing to cooperate with the police to arrest others who were involved in the incident. A phone of a deceased has been found from one of the suspects. And that is the end of international news. Business news follows shortly after the break. We'll be right back.
This is edition as we talk to business leaders and experts in sectors that are transforming Tanzania's economy.
to be rich, I have to be a business person.
It's not an easy road at all.
People need to understand. You must quickly think, how cost effective are you going to be?
Business acts as a way in which it can bridge that gap
Business Edition will keep you informed on latest developments in the financial sector, extractive industry, tourism, agriculture, energy, construction, and so much more. Meet entrepreneurs who create employment opportunities. Watch Business Edition on Friday at 8:15 p.m.
Tonight. The government says they have found an investor who will construct a gold refinery plant in Dodoma, which will be able to produce gold bars. The Deputy Minister of Mining, Stanislaus Nyongo, says that production of gold bars will enable the Bank of Tanzania and individuals buy gold and store it instead of cash.
Pale Dodoma kuna mwekezaji mmoja amekubali kuweka refinery.
In Dodoma, there is one investor who has agreed to establish a refinery industry in the region. This means that most of our gold would be sent to Dodoma for a refinery process. It is a necessary procedure, since once the gold is refined, then there are higher chances of being safe. Even BOT will be ready to buy from us, because right now they hesitate in buying our gold since it is still raw. Once gold is purified, it is easy to put it into bars or coins for it to be easier in selling and even keeping gold which has been purified by up to 99.9%. If you don't have license, it is easy to buy gold coins and save money at the same time. In Chunya district, there is no custom officer forcing gold dealers to collect gold from their colleagues and export their gold in bulks, despite many of the dealers remaining unhappy because of the routine. Another challenge is working hours. Time is quite limited at the market, especially on Saturday. Thus, we are calling on time frame to be changed and allow mineral workers to continue with their work like any other day. The Belgian ambassador in Tanzania, Peter van Acker, has launched a honey collection center at Madizini village in MVOMERO district, Morogoro region, which will also enable beekeepers operate commercially as well as conserve the environment.
Progress, what is that? Let me translate it. Today you have 300 beehives. I know that the goal is 700, maybe even 1,000 beehives, so that the production can be 10 tons a year. That is one thing. That is the most easy thing, that you are going to see to it that the production is brought to this building, that it is processed here, and from here that it can be sold.
This project is in line with the implementation of our strategic plan of Mzumbe University, whereby we have a component in the strategic plan which need us to go direct to the community.
Especially enhancing the key 5 areas of the university, and enhancing that we reach the communities. And for us to be a university that is relevant to the environment, we have to show that the university is also part of the communities. How do we do that? I just articulated that project number 4, they have already showed the way. So we are looking forward through Foresight and some other projects that we're working. They're also going to join the wagon that project number 4 they have shown. But eventually, it's the quality of the lives of the people in the village that we aim to change.
Mobile phone company Vodacom Tanzania, in partnership with Smart Lab, have launched a campaign called Vodacom Digital Accelerator, which aims to help youth entrepreneurs achieve their innovative ideas.
This new program aims at identifying and supporting startups, entrepreneurs in mobile, telecom, fintech, media, health, education, and e-commerce. It will run yearly with 3 phases, which includes application, selection, and acceleration. And participants will present their progress to a panel of investors and associates, where at the end of a 3-month acceleration period, winners will have the opportunity to get further support from Vodacom and SmartLab for an additional period of 6 months. This also goes hand in hand with our challenges to access finance, technology, and even actual consumers who will purchase the idea or product.
Very happy on this partnership with Vodacom, because we believe the next future of leaders is about working with startup. And we are very happy to see the company like Vodacom. They are willing and they are actually happy to work with us, so that our main key factor will be spotting out in terms of this startup, but working together with them in terms of the market needs and give the opportunity for our future generation, especially the startup and youth, so that they can grow their idea into companies. But not only that, using the experience of Vodacom to make sure this startup, they are going actually to be revenue generated.
And that is the end of business news. Sports news for us shortly after the break.
Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's going to be dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. Away first time, good start from Bolt. Bolt leading a moment and going away. Gay trying to go with him, and he's going to be dragged through to second place, but he's going to win it by 2 meters. He did lose to Lynn.
And in sports news, more than 20 cyclists are expected to ride to Butiama in Mara region in commemoration of the late father of the nation, Mwalimu Julius Nyerere.
Nia ni kumwenzi baba wa taifa.
The aim is to commemorate the father of the nation. Secondly, to preserve the environment. Third, to promote cycling. And fourth is local tourism. We wish this route, if God wishes, to have a trip every week from 14th of October of every year, so that we can increase the Tanzania revenue through tourism.
Ili watalii nao wazidi kuja.
Ghanaian Richard Dorji has signed a new 3-year contract at Azam FC 3 months after signing the first contract.
Azam FC, hata kama mmefuatilia.
If you've paid attention, last year we had many players who had 1 year left in their contracts or more, 1.5 years, but due to their performance, and if the coaches tell us about them, and if the administration talks and an agreement is reached, we have been adding the contract since last season.
Sergio Main has reiterated his full commitment to the Liverpool cause, saying, "I really struggle to describe how happy I am to be here." Here's more.
Transfer talk has been sparked around the Senegalese forward in the recent past, with Real Madrid said to be among his many suitors. An emotional character has also generated debate regarding squad harmony at Anfield, with Mane airing his frustration at Mohamed Salah during a Premier League victory over Burnley. The 27-year-old is, however, adamant that he is feeling settled and content on Merseyside.
Arsenal made a big mistake when they sold Alex Iwobi to Everton, says legend Kanu. Hear more details.
That is the view of Ghana's legend, Nwankwo Kanu, who believes his former club should have done all they could to hold on to a player they have developed since he was 8. Iwobi left the Emirates on deadline day, switching North London from Merseyside in a deal that could eventually total €40 million. It was a transfer that came out of the blue, with Everton switching their attention to Iwobi after seeing bids for Wilfred Zaha repeatedly knocked back by Crystal Palace. Arsenal rejected Everton's initial offer for Iwobi, which was closer to £30 million, but accepted the second when it arrived in the final hours of the transfer window.
And Cristiano Ronaldo earned almost 3 times more than any other player in Serie A, comfortably retaining his position as Italian football's highest earner. Here are more details.
The figures published by Gazzetta dello Sport, the Juventus star takes home €31 million per year, €23 million more than the league's second highest earner, Matthijs de Ligt. The summer signing from Ajax is reportedly earning £8 million per year, with an extra £4 million in bonuses. Another new rival to Italy's top flight is in third place, with Romelu Lukaku receiving a salary of €7.5 million, with the addition of €1.5 million in bonus payments. Gonzalo Higuain, meanwhile, has fallen to fourth spot in the list, having been second to Ronaldo in 2018, while Paulo Dybala, who was linked with the summer exit from Juve, is in fourth on €7.3 million per year.
And that sports item ends our news bulletin for tonight. My name is Khadija Zimbo. Thank you for watching and good night.